definitely feeling his impact thus far. The Necronomicon, it's out on Arteezy. This is just the beginning, Trent.
Yeah, he has no boots though, so diving this deep, he's probably dead.
SS comes in from behind. There's a gush to start things off. Yawar leaping all around. Starstorm for some extra damage. Arteezy with the TP will be interrupted as SVG comes in with his shackles.
Oh, get those Necros. Got a gold handed over. Sumail down here though. One. To punish. Thinking about a toss play with crit, perhaps?
Thinking about it.
You might want to use that damage, yeah.
Well, they're going to go right in on the Shadow
easier.
Shaman. Easy pick off for Sumail. Not sure if they'll be able to find much more here, but meanwhile, up top, Universe and Resolution push into the tower, and that will be a tier 1 down, going the way of the Morphling.
And this is what you're hoping for, I think, right now in this game. Get that Pugna-esque hero. Rezo, pretty low.
S4 is only level 5, though, so no Culling Blade.
Yeah, they can just drive him back. No real commitment possible. Well, that'll be nearly 6 here for MSS, but Crit will snag it first. Starts to rotate out with Skywrath Mage. And Sumail thinking about the Blink Dagger first this game. I think Blink or Shadow Blade are going to be quite fine. Both just designed to try and pick off this Nature's Provident Morphling when they're most vulnerable.
Feels like the Blink is a little more standard. I think we've seen that first more commonly. Down bottom, though, going to see a chase onto Crit. More shackles come out. Magnetic Field trying to buy him some time.
That's going to be 4 bounties again at the 10-minute mark. I think that's what happened last game, too. Right when things were starting to look very good for EG, Ford had all 4 bounties picked up.
Winner's Curse, a lot of damage onto SVG, not quite enough for a kill.
Ooh, MSS very liberal with the tips today.
That's true. He's feeling good after that last game, so he's just trying to keep up the momentum, I suppose. Vanguard on the way for S4, much later than last game. So it's about 10.5 minutes. You see that Vitality booster picked up.
Ah, man. The difference when your axe can't just creep cut.
Yeah.
Staggering, truly.
Still not bad farm for the axe, though. And our Tide Hunter is now 6. So some options for MSS to deploy the big team fight mechanic.
They're looking for the kill top. They have the smoked up Tiny and Skywrath Mage, but Resolution. He seems to think something's not quite right here. Where is that Tiny? Haven't seen him in a while. Scan won't connect. He's just outside of it.
Oh, wow.
But they're still hunting. Smoke will break on Crit. He says, hello, he's here, but...
Waveform TP. Yeah, no way to get there. No, great game sense, though, from Resolution. TP's out just in time and goes right back to farming.
Yeah, gotta love those not panic TPs home or anything, just right back to farming. And MSS, he's been getting that space as we were discussing. It's what we've been so good at. That is a core axe, by the way.
And this is basically a core Tide Hunter at this point.
Yep.
He's supposed to be a support, but he's backstroking down here as he imagines the farm against S4 going, you know, I think I'm about even with this guy. He's got a mechanism queued up next.
All right, you going to free ball this arrow? Oh, he's going to hold out on it.
Now there's Starstorm and even Universe going to join this party, get in on some of the experience and transition this into a tier 1 tower push. The Vipes, they're going to be deployed.
That felt a little, if it's not just me, that seemed a little unnecessary.
What, calling them Vipes or using the ward?
Using the snakes. I feel like this is a very dead tower. I mean, sometimes the shaman ends up dying and he has snakes. You're like, why did you just throw him down, man? But just felt like, you know, I don't know if they have this forward ward. I feel like it kind of felt like a good moment, maybe push for 2, but SVG, he is a very reserved guy. Avery just chilling.
I think with the ward down, you're absolutely right. You almost want them to come try to mount a defense of some sort so you can get that jump, but absolutely secures the tower.
I mean, they can't see Sumail, so they never know if maybe he has the Blink Dagger or something. He's actually just kind of close. He has a haste rune, so fully understandable. Very easy to say from our omnipotent perspective when we are clearly not omniscient.
No, it's a fair point. Definitely the timing where you want to be aware of that tiny Blink Dagger and not give him just a free pick-off when you could have gotten an easy tower. Arrow, though, hits S4. Very nicely done by Yawar. That ward up on the high ground, paying some dividends as they'll get another kill on this axe. Now a dominating streak for the Marana.
He's having a hard day.
Yep.
That's 4. Well, these the older offlaners aren't doing too hot, it seems.
Yawar having a really good game on this Marana so far. It feels like he's been all over the map, but it's working out. 4-0 and 2.
Yeah, constantly securing those kills, so keeping his own net worth up high and just creating more ease of space for resolution. But Arteezy looking to give some more space inside the EG. Yeah, so much vision here. Makes it very difficult to try and collapse and defend here from Forward Gaming.
Get some eyes on Sumail. I think they've seen this Blink Dagger now. SVG needs to be a little careful.
S4 just called a massive wave of treants and creeps up top. It's so much gold.
Moonlight Shadow, perhaps looking for a go onto Sumail, but he will blink back to his side of the river before they can catch an initiation. They do have a ward down, so pretty good intel there.
As the Moonlight ends, though, there's an Invis rune on Yuar, too, so could be thinking about a go here. Now it's just S4 continuing to farm up here and trying not to farm those, or rather feed away those treants this time.
Farm, he desperately needs only, what, less than halfway to the Blink Dagger at 15 minutes. This is not where you want your axe to be.
Snakes are back up, so Sumail, a quick go here, but already got that morph off from Rezo.
Just not enough damage.
Baiting with that ward on his own high ground.
Be a little wary of the Ravage here. Level 9 Tidehunter.
You saw the ward instantly pinged from Crit, too. They had a ward of their own. I think they got out of the vision before they smoked, though, so they might get caught off guard here. In fact, Arteezy walking down.
Smoke still hasn't been popped. SVG leading the charge on his brown boots windlace right now. Sumail, they're going to break the Blink Dagger. Arrow comes in, and it will connect as the Winner's Curse comes out. Universe, he breaks the Blink again. There's the Ravage, connects on 2, toss back, and SVG will go down. EG with a lot of reinforcements. Their whole squad is here as they grab MSS. 2 dead on the side of Forward Gaming. Looking to pursue into more, but Yuar tosses an arrow. One more leap. He's going to be able to make it out.
These bounty rune fights have just become so prevalent as of late. EG ready to respond there. Fly again. Great curse. Much better than this first one in the game, I suppose. But so far this match just playing pretty much flawlessly on this Winter Wyvern. I feel like he's done everything for his team. He's 2-0 and 5 and just really securing things. Now level 9 because he's just been kind of parking in lanes too. Getting a nice chunk of experience for himself, even over Crit.
Yeah, both supports actually doing pretty well in terms of economy. We'll see more rotations mid now from Forward. They want to defend this tower. Sumail gets low.
Oh, I don't know about
Universe,
that one.
but that's going to be straight to his death. S4 decapitates him. Now catches the taunt onto the Morphling. Wards come down, and they're going to grab Crit on the back line. Yuar getting another one on the scoreboard. Despite Universe TPing a little aggressively, they still clean it up.
It kind of works.
And they get the tower. They defend their own tower and get the enemy tier 1.
Yeah, it takes a lot of attention, some skills thrown down by EG, and they're able to capitalize. I mean, that's taking a fight without Ravage, too, which is difficult enough. So, the Snakes will find their use to another tower, but maybe thinking about a little bit more aggression here as Sumail shows up for the Shrine, and they will smoke right away.
Fly with 1,300
So
gold.
they have a great ward here. Sees the Shaman, the Tide, and the Morphling. Morphling towards the Ancients. Is that where they want to go? Or they want to try just a quick pick on SVG?
Looks like
take the easy one.
It'll be the ladder. Yep, down he goes.
Moonlight gonna end up being wasted too because of that.
Easy pick for Sumail. I think a Blink Dagger in the hands of Fly feels particularly scary this game. He's been getting great counter initiations without it.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tough call for him this match, actually. Not sure if the Glimmer might be better. A lot of magic.
Yeah,
I kind of like the Blink just because of the staying out of Ravage range, too. You can help like turn fights when they try and focus in after Ravage. So I think Blink should be the item, actually. But speaking of Blinks, S4 will at least have his. And it's been a lot of action coming the way, like, from EG. It seems that Forward Gaming kind of stuck playing off of these cooldowns right now, whereas that is not an issue for Evil Geniuses. You have an Axe and a Tiny, the Skywrath Mage. Really not a lot of cooldowns they have to play around with whatsoever, and they're all just creating space for Arteezy at the moment. They're trying to bait something out here up top, just a creep wave hitting the tower, very casual, hoping that someone's going to TP and respond, that Axe can jump on top of it. S4 will now cave in, grab the wave, and the opposite side, the aggressive act is now coming because they have the Ravage, they have the Snakes, but they're going to arrow the Alpha Wolf.
Almost. Close, but no cigar.
That ward not going to pay off there. SVG will try and sneak in another one, but he is very much spotted because of this Observer ward here.
Pretty likely to be dewarded. S4 blinking forward. Battle Hunger will be dispelled by the other shock. Not going to get the catch they were looking for there.
Meanwhile, wrapping around here, though, Universe on the way out.
We'll have teleport in just a second. Maybe a little bit close, but should be able to make it.
Oh,
Avalanche
man.
just barely misses. Whew.
Pipe first for our Prophet. I mean, Buckler and Pipe, so just kind of aura base right into the Crimson.
Pipe Crimson, yeah.
One of the benefits of Nature's Prophet, of course, can pretty much itemize into anything.
Yeah, I mean, they've already got a pretty team fight-centric lineup.
It'll definitely be better if you just want to TP in the middle with the enemies again. You know, that's the way to build if that's what you're doing.
Honestly, the Tidehunters going for mech will eventually be Guardian Greaves. They're just very much itemizing for team fights. They want to group up. They want to fight together. They want to use this Ravage to get an edge in the mid-game. It's a very small net worth lead for Forward right now, but they're trying to make it a lot more.
I think the timing's a little dangerous. I mean, they have the lead, right? Like, Sumail hasn't been popping off that hard. He's 4-1 and 3, but it's not like this constant barrage of kill after kill after kill because of how much they've been clumping and grouping. And now they're going to snake into the Roche pit here, finding a great moment because of all this damage. And anytime you have a Morphling, if there's some way to just tank it or stun him up like this with a 5-second arrow, Morph is great.
This is one of the great benefits to having a Tidehunter in a scenario like this. EG need to be a little cautious about committing into the pit.
Oh, it's getting really awkward, though. Rezo's getting bashed up in here. He's kind of low on HP. There's an Axe nearby. A Winter Wyvern now, too.
Roche still at about 30% HP. They're not killing it that quickly. S4 jumps in. He gets hexed immediately. The Tidehunter silenced, being very cautious and waiting the opportunity to Ravage. Fly jumps in, uses that Winter's Curse. Still all 10 alive. As Arteezy gets caught in the back line, Yawar finds the opening.
This is his hero.
More silence is coming out on the Tidehunter. They're not making it easy for MSS, but it doesn't matter. EG in a little bit of trouble.
Attention on MSS.
There's the mech. Ravage comes out. It does connect on the Tiny as well as S4. 3 down on the side of EG. Forward, now headed right back to the pit.
Oh, and right back to life. It is S4. And Universe actually TP's right up there. He's ready to just kind of find him. He's going to right-click him. Say, good luck blinking, dude.
Great play from Universe. He's going to make the space needed to secure this Roche for his team. It is going to go down at the 20-minute mark, and Aegis of the Immortal ends up in the hands of Resolution. Very nice.
That looked like, I mean, love to see how Yawar played that fight, too, because we talk about the threat of the Ravage, the threat of the Black Hole from these two big heroes, and never more evident than a fight like that. Crit, he has one concern, constantly silencing this Tidehunter. It's like, okay, that's great. He does keep getting it, but we're watching that. It feels like EG were watching that, and Yawar just assassinates in the back line there and picks off Arteezy.
Yep, the big damage dealer.
Could not have been a better hero to 10th pick, I don't think, for Yawar. Silent Bolt coming out. Here's our fight once again here, but you can see just... first off, that Hex instantaneous when S4 jumps in, too. Yeah, really nice play from SVG.
Just ready and waiting. Keep an eye on the Mirana here. She's on the south side of the screen. She just straight up wraps around with the Moonlight Shadow and basically just solos Arteezy on the back line. It's a great movement.
They're constantly just like stunning up. They even tried like a toss play with S4 to maybe make the save there, but it wasn't enough. And there, another silence. And MSS just keeps rolling on forward. And then finally the closing Ravage there to help guarantee the kills onto S4 and Sumail.
No surprise to see MSS itemizing eventually towards the Guardian Greaves. He's going to get Blink Dagger first. And speaking of the Devil, he gets caught in the mid lane. It'll be a dead Tidehunter. They slice that watermelon up.
Finding something back here, even if they won't have the Aegis, they can at least claim themselves a tower. But the Moonlight Shadow's used. That will likely drive them back.
Or can they? Forward Gaming. They mount a defense, and that tower will stay up for now.
They're trying to do the same thing top, I think, with SVG. Maybe considering throwing down the snakes here, depending on the defense he sees.
Right now, just a Winter Wyvern. The wrap around the backside. There's the Hex. Wards come down into a shackle. SVG looking like he could even take a solo kill here. But nice Universe helps him out with the Wrath of Nature. And now this will be a tier 2 tower secured.
Punishing that attempt mid there from Evil Geniuses. Just saying, I don't think they can respond top. Like, we've got a couple heroes that can maybe leap in and stun if they try and start some TPs. And they'll grab it. And now that is indeed another aura done here. Pipe and Crimson Guard for Universe.
Resolution clearing up some Necronomicon units mid. Always happy to find that additional farm. Really feeling the impact of SVG's Shadow Shaman this game. He's won 6 and 7 in terms of KDA, but it just feels like he's generally been in the right place at the right time with those wards at the ready.
Unfortunately, when it comes to impact, it feels a lot like last game for old S4.
Yeah.
can't seem to get anything going for himself. Last game, I feel like he even actually had an easier game because at least he had the opportunity of Sunstrikes to work off of.
And he had the early farm, too.
Yeah, this game, he has the slower farm. He has the Mystic Flares, sure, and he has the Tiny, too. And in fact, it also looks pretty good, but can't seem to get it. Maybe it's because Crit, like, still bootless, too. Kind of hard for him to get around the map quite as fast.
I think some of it is also a testament to the movements of forward. There just haven't been easy openings for S4 to catch anyone. He hasn't really been roaming around with Crit all that much. Feels like Axe really punishes opponents that are maybe lackluster in their positioning, and forward are just not falling victim to that. They are going to find Fly up top. He's going to get hexed again, trying to fly around the trees with the Arctic Burn. Winter's Curse will actually keep himself alive as he blinks back. Very nicely done. Now back to the mid lane. Double damage on Sumail, trying to bring down Resolution. They don't have the damage. Now Universe TP's in. They want to turn this one around. Moonlight Shadow's even been deployed.
The tree grab
stuck
from the
inside of the Sprout. And it looks like Sumail on the run with a haste rune and a double damage will still survive despite all of that. Meanwhile, Yawar doing Yawar things as he solos down Crit. Looks like S4 will catch him for a counter kill. 1,200 gold for S4.
All right.
Wow.
Yeah, we're going to call that one not worth, I think, for old Yawar.
Certainly not. Wards do come down, though, from the Rasta. Oh, where there's a magnetic field, though.
Man, Universe continuing to tank up, too, versus this Arc Ward. Man, Tiny, he's going to go for the plus 10 armor instead of Treants. I feel like Treant Summon definitely falling off in terms of the talent. And we'll see if the armor can save him.
Sumail inbound. It's too much magic damage, but he actually lives. Compliments of the Pipe and the Crimson Guard. They'll probably be able to bring him down. The Sprout TP, they've got the taunt on the outside. And S4 secures the kill for his team, but Universe absolutely makes him work for it.
Well, we'll call that the space talent right there.
The space talent.
Definitely survived longer than one would expect. Now Rezo.
Oh yeah, he walks up to the high ground here. I think he'll be able to make it out, but not the dream. Remember, he still does have Aegis, although it's about to expire in a couple seconds here. He's going to get a free regen rune out of it. Timing couldn't be better.
So in terms of objectives, only the bottom tier 2 really remaining here, and then the first pokes into high ground. So you would be hoping to try and take a tier 3 before that next Roche, so that you might be able to take care of the shrines and make it relatively easy for yourselves. If you're forward gaming, if you're EG, you'd like to just get a second tower. That would probably feel pretty good.
That would definitely feel good. Arteezy's farm is still really impressive, though, Trent. 17K net worth. Next highest is 12K on the Morphling.
Yeah, I mean, the start he was given was just he essentially had a free lane for an incredibly long time. Free lane all the way from Necro into Midas. So it's no wonder that he's so farmed and far ahead, but...
Can they transition this into any objectives?
I gotta wonder with Sumail. I feel like it's just, what happened? You know, he's getting countered, I guess, by the idea of just all these auras built up by the Prophet. Like, that's a hero he's kind of hoping to pick off. And the smoke ganks that they've been attempting... Again, there's another ward down here. I feel like every time that they're grouping up, it's going to be spotted, but they'll find the D ward. But still, you can't just like smoke up and now go, you know?
Absolutely. Sumail basically just been able to pick on this Shadow Shaman. That's the only target that's been able to fall victim to the combo. Everyone else is a little too tanky. I guess Morphling, depending on the scenario, but Rezo's had very good positioning. He stayed back and has not been feeding away his life. Still a very tight game, only a 1K net worth favor for forward, 15-14. Not surprising to see this elimination game 3. Both teams playing like they need it.
Who will be the second North American team to join J-Storm in heading home?
A lot on the line in this one.
Man, a smoke. Used here. There was some vision here in the mid lane, so kind of saw some heroes mulling about, then suddenly no heroes, so perhaps some concerns. And yeah, the ping comes out from Sumail as they saw Rezo, who was not smoked, fading in to the invis. So check near the Roche pit. And Radiant also scanning. They find some heroes to ward on the high ground.
SPG gets the vision. MSS with a huge ravage on the whole team. Crit goes down first, and the follow-up damage is there. Resolution finishing off S4 as the rest of forward chase down EG. Arteezy falls. Fly buys himself some time with the Cold Embrace, but he is out of options, except the Winter's Curse. That'll buy him a little more time. The blink away. He will live, but a disastrous fight for EG. 3 down. A perfect ravage from MSS. That's a fiver.
Yeah, you can't get any better than that when you're playing the old Tide Hunter, but the person who's really impressing me in all these engagements, it's Yawar. Again, he's identifying exactly the target he needs to go for. That time, it's Fly. Fly, he's on the outskirts of that Ravage. He's the person who can turn that fight around just with a single curse. They might be able to bring down someone like Rezo or perhaps Yawar right away himself, but he pops the BKB, just runs right at that Winter Wyvern.
Some buybacks available for EG. Both dead heroes can get back into the game. Nature's Prophet just survives through the damage. Forward, a little bit low on resources. Sumail caught by the Cold Embrace. S4 jumps in, but the Hex from SVG. He's there, and out goes the TP. Universe survives.
SVG is going to feed his life away. Say, take me, not my team.
So worth
Hand
it, though.
the tips over, my team.
Force the buyback and only get the Shadow Shaman.
Beautiful
Talk about
Hex.
the right place at the right time.
Well, after all that, though, that doesn't mean they weren't able to secure any sort of a tier 3 or anything, but, oh, Universe, yeah. He's been dodging the ganks from Sumail. Okay. Not so much from the Arc Warden there. Zartizi will try and further his position at the top. That's a lot of gold, actually. It's 778.
Yeah, not too bad for EG. S4 gets a free courier, a couple clarities on it, but the Dunk will find it. Now Resolution, he's going to get caught as well.
No way.
Waveform down to the bottom. I don't know how he lived through that, but he did. Seriously, how did he live?
I didn't just kind of, I mean, a combination of his item build and then a little bit of pure luck at the end that they're just weren't enough spins or enough damage back on him. I mean,
okay.
He got real low with that Manta into the waveform.
I have to say, though, that whole fight with the 5-hero Ravage, SVG is what made the whole thing possible.
That's true with that ward. That was a nice play.
Rotation into the tree line and putting that little ward down. That little guy, he set it up. MSS was there, just there for the alley-oop.
Well, at this point, Roche, I believe that almost instantaneous because it's right up now.
Yeah, it was a quick one.
So we still have everything available for the Radiant, except Moonlight Shadow, I suppose. But of course, the Snakes and the Ravage being the most important two.
Guardian Greaves up in 150 gold for MSS. They will jump onto the Shadow Shaman. Be a quick pick onto SVG.
Oh, but Sumail arrowed.
Potential Ravage coming out as well. The silence about to expire. It's going to catch 2. They bring down Sumail. Fly likely to go down next. S4 trying to make it away, but he will get chased down by the Morphling. Although the TP out will be successful. It's a 1 for 2. Forward finding the advantage there.
Yeah, but they use that Winter's Curse too, so if they do head into the Roche Pit now, one of the key tools for Evil Genius is not going to be available. And the pings from Rezo come out.
And they still have the Rasta wards. Could be a blessing in disguise that the Rasta got picked first. He's going to be able to come back, and they'll have that option to move into the Roche Pit.
I mean, they can also just keep running forward here.
MSS takes a lot of damage as the Mystic Flare comes out. S4.
There's nothing left for him,
grabs
though.
the Mirana as they have enough damage to bring him down. Yawar falls first. MSS on the high ground as Resolution comes in. Crit goes down. He'll buy back. Universe on the low ground, trying to put in as much damage as he can, but forward, running low on resources. Rezo turns into Axe reinitiates. Moonlight Shadow comes out as Rezo is getting very low.
Oh, they're crumbling right now. They're going to put the Snakes in there to try and finish off S4 and get something, but now it's Universe trying to TP on home.
Forward losing a lot here. The shackles from SVG will allow his friend to escape. SVG will also get away unscathed. Forward minimizing their losses, but feeling the power of that Arc Warden. He's got the Scythe of Ice now. It made a big difference.
That's a really costly buyback. On your big snowballing core, though, Yawar falling down even behind Universe now at this point. Not progressing a whole lot past that BKB. Things just got a little bit weird there.
It really did.
MSS keeps on chasing, and I didn't think they'd have the damage in the end. Yeah, you can see MSS kind of like wanders up in this hill, and they throw down like the Mystic Flare and everything. I'm like, okay, MSS is dead, but then my concern was that they wouldn't be able to actually finish Yawar with the axe, but that Blade Mill did the vast majority, and then a couple lobs in there
a lot of
from
damage
Arteezy.
from Arteezy.
And then Rezo gets kind of oddly shoved off to the side because, I mean, there's like 3 heroes essentially with a Tempest double, so it feels weird for him to go in there. But now a Hex there and a long-range arrow as once again Arteezy will find Universe in the almost exact spot.
And they grab Fly on the other side. So 1 for 1 around the map, but another advantage for EG. They've now taken the net worth lead. You look at that gold graph, and it tells a pretty scary story for Forward fans around the world, or maybe just in North America.
It's not too bad, though. I mean, at least in terms of the net worth, it's never been too high one way or the other. I think the major concern for me is just the single
buyback, it's kind of been mitigated. So.
Yeah, the single target focus of like forward gaming, if they can just take down Arteezy, I mean, I say it's so easy, but
yeah, if they can just take down the Arc
he
Warden.
is a massive percentage of EG.
Yeah, he's 10K net worth up on the Morphling. I'd certainly say so. Tempest double up on the high ground, the Hex, the right clicks, but Moonlight Shadow will be there. Tempest double gets Hex.
He's like, there's no value of this Tempest double here, but down it goes.
Really feels like EG are taking control.
I hope you guys like Roche fights. We got a good one brewing for you here.
We've got the Ravage and the Guardian Greaves now. This Tide has fallen victim to a lot of silences from that Ancient Seal. Will be a different scenario in this next fight.
So,
also, the Aether Lens out on Fly. Huge item for this Winter Wyvern.
There's pretty much two heroes that love these scenarios, and they're Arc Warden and Nature's Prophet, right? Like these mulling about the Roche Pit fights, and everyone's trying to stay close and keep getting good wards down, counter their sentries of your sentry, and their ops, your ops, and all those. But while that's happening, where does this Nature's Prophet want to be? Anywhere else. Pushing these other lanes, being ready to TP into the fight if it actually pops off. And Arteezy, he also wants to be punishing here with his Arc Warden. So far, though.
So much pressure on Arteezy right now. Both Sumail and S4 very low on net worth. Feels like their item progression is really stymied here. It is all about Arteezy in these fights. He's going to go for the Daedalus, so big-time damage. But they have to take these engagements properly to realize the power of their Warden. MSS. Down to about 50 HP from the Tempest double. Okay.
50 HP?
50%. 50%. Yeah, that's the key word there.
Pretty important, that phrase.
But the point is the same. Tempest double is scary.
I mean, they're just trading back and forth. It's the real Arteezy in the bottom lane, and then it gets shoved back out by the real Universe. And ooh, that is a lot of damage now on Arc Warden. He's already been lobbing them from the back line, so a lot of pressure on MSS to try and find that moment. The saves that they have are the counter initiations of the Wyvern and the Axe, so he's hoping to get at least one of them in that Ravage along with the real Arteezy.
Right now, only one BKB out for EG. It's on S4's Axe. Obviously, the go-to tool against the Ravage.
Yeah, speaking of which, you can see Resolution also very close to his BKB.
Treants in the Roche Pit. Like that Universe is keeping eyes here to make sure they know if EG sneaks in.
Arcane Rune Arc Warden. Absolutely disgusting.
Uh-oh.
So many spark rates. And Moonlight Shadow. Let's finally be the move to break things up here.
Both teams hungry for Roche right now. The smoke forward.
Oh, a stray arrow.
Does connect onto S4. This kind of reveals the
They're
smoke.
not pulling the trigger, though. The double sentry's placed down.
Winter's Curse onto the Shadow Shaman. And on the other side, the Morphling gets caught. He goes down immediately. Buyback, but they'll also lose SVG. It is a 4v5. EG finally getting this opening they've been waiting for so long.
A few too many sentries, though, from SVG. He doesn't have the buyback to return to this game with the snakes. Maybe something they could use to try and fight in the pit. They still have Ravage. They really want to go.
They have to let this one go, I think.
Sumail's just playing right inside those Spark Wraiths, trying to force the fight into them. Universe is already down bottom. It doesn't even look like they're going to get a trade out of this.
Roshan at about 50% already. That bottom tier 2 is pretty low. We've got a lot of Treants pushing in.
Yeah, missing the +4 Treants right about now, I'd say. Because the 10 armor hasn't been helping him on the Arc Warden ganks, that's for sure.
Yep. Like the positioning here from EG, making sure there's no smoke rotation, just letting Arteezy and S4 sit inside the pit. They do manage to get that bottom tier 2, so small gain for forward, but EG now vastly in control, 8K net worth advantage.
Also take their tier 1 top.
They might just keep this train rolling and look for a tier 2.
There's a line here from SVG. He's saying, we're trading. Just try and run down bot. Only show the Nature's Prophet perhaps. Okay, they're going to show the Morphling, but they're going to try and throw snakes on the high ground down here.
Morphling does a little damage from that Tempest double. Resolution really needs that BKB.
Wow, SVG just barely staying out the creep wave vision here. He is moving in forward, trying to create some sort of an opportunity for them here.
This is the real Arteezy pushing forward in the lane. Needs to be a little careful. He could get caught here. They ping it out. The TP, they don't have eyes.
If only he gone for the other high ground.
Now on the other side, EG, they've made it to the tier 3. They've got a double siege creep. They force a glyph immediately. And this plan from forward to stay aggressive might not be as successful as they hope.
Oh, they even send the RTZ Tempest double in.
A lot of damage onto MSS. They'll relegate him to the well.
They're trying to make a play bottom with these snakes. See if they can counter. And in fact, their tier 3 does survive. The strategy might work here.
They haven't made it to the base quite yet, and Crit.
It feels like they need a smoke or something on MSS. Like he needs to like try and wrap around and cancel DPs or something with the Ravage if that's really the big play they're going for.
SVG being a little bit conservative here with the wards, making sure he doesn't overcommit in case they have to come back. Arrow will connect onto the Tempest double, but the tier 3 does go down. Once again, favoring Evil Geniuses.
Oh my God, this Tempest double is doing so much work on MSS.
This Tide is going to live, but they force a Moonlight Shadow now.
Rezo back down bottom, looking at Crit. They want a quick blast here.
SVG charges in. He's going to be able to grab him with the Hex. Resolution's there with the follow-up, but they'll let him live as they see S4 TP in. There's the BKB, Blade Mail. Sumail also joining the party. SVG likely to be the first to fall, and he will. Now the Morphling caught by the Yules. The follow-up Hex. There is no option for Rezo. And forward get completely punished. 2 down, no buybacks. Now on the other side, RTZ with the Tempest double. Might be able to find a kill onto MSS. Guardian Greaves are there, and Yuar will have the damage.
Unable to find the BKB there from Rezo. Can't get his moment.
Brutal for the Morphling.
Impressive stuff from EG, just taking that Roche fight, moving forward from there. And desperation plays being attempted. S4 not able to grab that snag there, but
Arc Warden getting to that stage where he's feeling pretty close to capped out. Butterfly queued up, still with the Aegis in tow. Definitely could pick up the Moon Shard, but Arteezy is absurdly farmed,
he
Trent.
Truly is. He's doubling
34K
up.
Net worth.
Yeah.
Doubling up at 40 minutes, no less.
That's pretty hard to believe, especially because this Morphling's like pretty well farmed, you know?
Yeah.
But he's a Morphling and he's a Nature's Prophet. In fact, he kind of fulfills both roles, frankly.
Again, with this Tempest double, just charging in, relegating 3 heroes to the well within their own base.
And he just like drops some vision down here casually too, throwing some spark rates all around.
I mean, that's another free tier 3 tower. They've got a Ravage, but they don't want to fight.
Ratting top too. They look to be out of options.
Very good for EG. Still 25 seconds till this Morphling's back. They know the buyback's on cooldown. Not going to be up for another 3 minutes.
They're playing for a bottom lane of Rax that still has a tier 2. This feels terrible for them right now. But nothing they can do without Rezo. They just know that it's not going to be a good fight. And the Arc Warden Tempest double just continues to control 3 heroes at once.
Unreal what this hero can do with this kind of farm. Top lane of Barracks secured for EG. 1 lane standing between them. Well, I guess tier 2 and a lane standing between them and Megas. 17K net worth. Starting to feel like EG will have this one unless forward can dig deep.
Yeah, you can see it's just fallen off ever since that first Roche fight.
Wow. So what's the play for forward? They need to start assuming some risk to try to get back in this one. What's the option here, Trent?
Yeah, the pickoff situation is very difficult because the Arc Warden is able to play so safe. I mean, he can basically just stick with his team right now at this point. He also has Boots of Travel too, so he can be completely on the opposite side of the map and still join with both himself and his clone, which is very dangerous for the side of Forward Gaming. And Arteezy's just going to see himself right back to the base to guard that lane.
Upgraded to the BO3's level 2 now. Arteezy can just TP into the front line.
Yep.
Smoke used as the Aegis gets reclaimed. Forward, looking for an opening here. They will rotate towards that bottom lane. Not going to find many enemy heroes, though.
It's essentially desperation maneuvers, hoping that there's going to be an Arc Warden try and gank this Nature's Prophet.
There's a 10-second BKB now on Arteezy at 43 minutes.
I'm very disappointed to see that is not the real Arc Warden.
Tempest double. But he will clear out the creep wave. And that's going to stop this push party.
And look at the dire scan too. Just trying to figure out exactly where are they lurking. What is the play they're attempting to make? And when that scan doesn't hit on their own plateau, S4 just circles exactly where forward are playing. And Rezo revealing himself in the wave, likely to confirm his suspicions here.
Arteezy doing a great job just delaying this push.
surprised they even got one creep wave here, to be honest. But with the Arc Warden, very hard to just drop snakes and hope for something. SVG would certainly be doomed to die. He has no buyback, and even if he got a tier 3, it seems pretty unlikely they're going to find their way to the top shrine to do anything about it.
Right.
EG so patient, just waiting. They know that eventually someone from 4 Game is going to walk out here, and they're actually going to smoke to meet them now.
The wraparound play, Universe, the only one, not with the rest of Forward. Can always teleport in.
How fast will you view this BKB arrow?
On the front line. Arteezy, that's the Tempest double, jumps in onto the Tidehunter. Hex, S4 is there, he's got a decent call. He's made up for the missteps prior as Resolution and MSS get obliterated.
We'll call that redemption. He also scouts out the Mirana for the Hex from Arteezy. S4 redeemed. Triple kill to put a stamp on game 3 here.
2 without buyback. Yawar does have his available, but feels like the beginning of the end for Forward Gaming. The line has been drawn, and EG, they want to take this tier 2 and secure their megas. SVG looking for the TP home. He will not make it in time. The Tempest double gets there. Good night for Rasta.
Oh, now that the EG tipping each other is starting to feel a little jovial, I'm sure. Fly playing inside the base at this point. Forcing the buyback out of your wire here. Evil Geniuses. Tier 2, and then one last lane.
There is a glyph available for Forward. They are going to lose this tier 2. Backdoor is broken, and Sumail will just whomp it down with that big old willow he's picked up. Morphling does have a buyback, won't be forced to use it, so he will have 2 lives in this next engagement, but this tier 3 falling very quickly just to Arteezy.
And they're going to find with bots 2 up top with S4. They got Universe.
Oh, down he goes.
They played so well around this Arc Ward in this game. Like they were stalling a little bit here, but Arteezy, of course, was always at the top. And even though the other 2 cores were well below almost everyone on Forward Gaming, it didn't matter. They were so ready when the time counted to win that big fight in their own base. And there they go onto Arteezy.
Ravage, they know how important this kill is, and they will bring him down. It's a good setup, but they've got very little gas left in the tank. The BKB Morphling locked down by S4. Resolution will turn into Axe himself. Winner's Curse onto the Nature's Prophet. Not doing too much damage, but it sets up for the Axe. Gets the call on 2. It's a dead Prophet, soon to be a dead Tidehunter. Buyback now used by MSS. This is going to be the final hold for Forward. The Morphling also follows suit. Buyback used there, but Megas will be secured despite the Rasta wards being used. EG with all 5 still alive, tightening their grasp around Forward. Feeling very good about their trek through the lower bracket. Soon to eliminate their other NA brethren. The buybacks have been used. It's a 5v3 Forward, ready to give it all they've got, but it's not much. The Tempest double relegating the 3 back towards the well as the tier 4s get chopped down.
A familiar sight here. The old Tempest double running into the fountain. Finishes off SVG. It wasn't harsh enough already. And Sumail ready to just throw some people out of the well here as MSS one last leap in there. And
final hurrah will be the end of the watermelon, and the GG will be called by Yawar as the throne expires. An intense 3-game series, but it is Evil Geniuses that secure the win.
Your Hassan
and Forward
Bowl.
Gaming will be eliminated.
Hassan Bowl 7 champions. Evil Geniuses. Sumail coming out on top.
An epic series. Good that Forward were able to make that first game look so good, but EG showing a lot of resilience in this series and really a pretty impeccable performance around that Arc Warden in Game 3.
Yeah, right to the very end, too. Like, even that last play, the way that they send... this is like the old school counter to Tidehunter was essentially, well, buybacks. I mean, when Faces Void Tidehunter were played all the time, before this lovely Refresher Shard and whatnot, if you can't get an Aegis, you just bait them out and then instantly buy back. Like, why else is RT just kind of standing there? Like, perfectly played to close out the game, giving absolutely no option right to the very end for Forward Gaming. And, man, I can't believe how well they stalled that game out. Super impressive stuff for EG. Definitely looking like the team we were expecting.
Absolutely. So with that said, we're going to close things up here and head back to our panel for their final thoughts.
Thanks, guys. What a third game of the series. Arc Warden is on the menu for the next couple of days, I would imagine, after today's performances. And of course, RTZ playing it perfectly. Here to discuss the third game, we got BSJ, Piladai, and Gods. Gentlemen, EG, they do it in the end. Maybe not in the way that we were expecting them to, because I actually thought forward. For a long time, I thought they had it.
Yeah.
Started very strong.
Me too.
I mean, they got a ball rolling. They were securing Roshan's. The Serpent Wards from Ras were being used to take objective after objective, towers, Roshan. But at some point, you know, this Arc Warden just accelerates. I think it's like 20-ish minutes in where Arc Warden gets the Midas after the Necro Book, and at that point, Arc Warden's kind of equal on farm with Morphling. But then another 10-15 minutes later, Arc Warden's like 5-6k gold ahead of the Morphling.
Yeah. No, what seems to be stupid with this is like when he farms his trifecta there, especially on Dire, like, and he puts 2 Spark Wraiths down, you actually can't gank him. Like, it's literally impossible. Like, you're gonna run into that Spark Wraith. So, yeah, I don't know what you do. Like, you need to make sure he doesn't have a lane. Like, because he kind of had free farm this game.
He had
so I
free
guess
farm,
that's what you have to stop. So, like, you delay his timings and you can chase him better.
The crazy thing is, you mentioned the ganks. It's like you smoke, you Moonlight Shadow. Oh, doesn't matter. It hits you.
Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about the Arc Warden, and I'm not going to elaborate any more on that because I agree. I feel like this game, you see a Morphling against Arc Warden, that matchup's rough. And one thing that is not factored in when you just look at the 2 carry heroes is the fact that you have this Axe who has way more impact than this Nature's Prophet. Like I said in the draft, I didn't want to see Nature's Prophet core. It's just like, how do you play it against Wyvern, Arc Warden, Axe? Like, you're just going to get picked off over and over again. You like in the early game, you have a support that's able to stop your split pushing, and like Universe went for this like utility build, which I think is the best he can do. But you just felt no impact from Universe that game, and I think it's not like a player thing. That's just the hero he's on.
I'd still argue though, Tide as a core doesn't change much. Like that's a hero that also isn't going to be able to solve their problems as a core.
I guess that's a drafting issue then, because like you saw the Axe and the Arc Warden when you saw the Prophet. Like I don't know, that just felt a little odd to me. And I felt like there wasn't a Prophet in this game. They wanted it to like hunt the Arc Warden, I think, was the idea behind it that we mentioned.
No, but they get like dove every tier 1 tower, I believe. Like it didn't stop Arc Warden from farming at all though, but like he did stuff and then like he couldn't do stuff anymore. That's kind of how it went. Like I guess they wanted to finish the game, as you said, when they completed Pipe Crimson. But I don't know, at that point like they didn't feel like they could fight, so they were just split pushing.
And going in all in on a timing is always very risky to do. Yeah. Especially in the third game of a series.
Yeah, Morphling against Arc Warden seems garbage too after watching it. I wasn't 100% sure going into this game, but you can't build Lincolns because he just has his first ability to break it, and then you just get hexed as the game goes on. And that just seems real rough as Morphling to be playing against double hex on a hero that doesn't even have to be there. Like, it can just be his clone.
It's tough. Like, UR and the Mirana played a great game. S4 did not have a great game with Axe, but at some point, Axe just catches this Mirana in a fight, and Mirana is dead. Doesn't matter how many mistakes have been made before that point. And
the stronger you become, the faster Axe kills you.
Yeah.
I mean, the silly thing is, like, it was literally a one-on, like, RTZ, like, carried this game by himself, right? Like, obviously, he didn't win all by, like, the team helped out, right? So he has these 2 guys who only, like, they have no farm. They're just stuns. And then, like, they stun for him, and he kills everybody. So, like, it's kind of... I don't know if any hero but Arc Warden could have done this. I don't think so.
Yeah, I was talking to Brian. I was like, it feels like this first 2 Arc Warden... This hero is better than TB right now, maybe, and people just weren't realizing it, for example. Because TB was the carry for the group stage, and now it's like, wait a second.
All the other carries just AFK jungle for 20 minutes. Why not have a hero with double Midas, double Necrobook? after he does it.
Overall, strong performance from EG.
Yeah. And from forward.
From forward as well.
This team's good. Like, look after them in future tournaments. They had a tough bracket here.
They did.
But they'll be back. I don't think they're a team that needs to be, like, making changes or anything right now.
No.
One North American team left in the running here. That is that Sky BSJ? You get confidence? You guys?
They got this.
They got this?
Strongest region in the world. In our own minds.
They got this.
Don't laugh going up against fellow Arc Warden pickers in the next round. We'll be the Abed versus Arteezy. Who's going to get some Arc Warden going?
I think whoever's second pick should ban it in that series.
Yeah, it's going to be first phase
Because
material.
I don't think you want to first to it as second pick. You want to second pick it when you're first pick.
No, or you first pick it.
All right.
Maybe it's his first
if
overall pick.
if we get first pick Arc Warden,
What would you pick though? Like honestly, if they first picked an Arc Warden.
I mean, if
that's
PL's
what they're
back,
going to be thinking about tonight.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yes.
that's going to be the whole deliberation.
I
Because
think PL's the one obvious
But
carry that you feel good
Yeah,
about.
PL.
Is it obvious enough though? Like I don't know.
I don't know. Centaur and Arc Warden are the two heroes for me right now. That, like you said, when they picked, just is like,
Yeah.
what do you pick?
Well, don't know. What do we pick for MVP? That's the question right now. And I think we already know. I mean, was it the hero? Was it the man behind the hero? It definitely was Arteezy that showed up today to play, and he did good. You know, he used the space well, used the time well. Also, the game that they lost on his Luna, still a pretty solid performance regardless of how the rest of the team did around him.
Yeah, it felt like that wasn't really in his hands. He was pressured all lane, and then the Spectre had free farm, so
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to bring it, like, put it on the carry's shoulders that game. Very impressive Arc Warden's performance. I think that hero's like early to mid game is the only hard part, and he's played a ton of this hero and just put on a clinic with it.
Yeah, it's looking pretty solid. Here is some of his play from his player perspective. Feel like we've seen a lot of those from Arc Warden today.
Yeah.
And just solid.
Right-clicking those.
Right-clicking those heroes. He's got it.
That's a nice done by Crit.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about Arteezy here.
Yeah, sorry.
Please no. Some nice
Sorry.
right clicks.
Those right clicks are pretty great.
Yeah.
Look at him.
His
Yeah,
itemization was really good, though, I think, too.
Yeah.
Like, you can't take that away from him. After, you know,
I
obviously-
kind of do want to take it away from him. Did he invent this build?
Oh, I'm saying,
You
like,
know,
the
we can
Minus
ask
Necro,
if he
Mjolnir,
invented this
like-
build
Sure.
because
Didn't he go-
we're with Arteezy
Okay.
right now.
All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, congratulations.
Thank you.
The first question apparently is, did you invent this build on the Arc Warden?
I would say I stole it from Thompson, but then I reinvented it because I think he stopped doing it, or at least I stopped watching his pub, so I'm not sure if he still does it. But also CCNC told me about the Necro one, I remember, when he stood in. So I tried it in a few pubs and it felt pretty good.
Well, it seemed to work out just fine. Do you enjoy playing Arc Warden? Is that a hero that you're having fun on?
Yeah, because I feel like I could always swing the game like individually. Like I can do a lot of things, whether it's like wave manipulation or like some pulling waves, putting Mjolnir and Necro, like all these little things I like doing in Dota. And Arc Warden's like perfect because you can do it twice. Like you can double force staff, you can do all these like, of course you got double Midas too. But I don't know, it's just a really fun hero.
Yeah, I have another Arc Warden question.
Okay.
Isn't the hero completely broken? That's what. When you were farming the trifecta and you have one stupid ghost blocking the smoke path, like what is that? Come
But
on,
it's
man.
like kind of bugged, you know, like sometimes I see the ghost like disappear. I just hear the ghost sound and I'm like, okay, I guess they're coming, and then I just run away. But sometimes it just like disappears. I don't hear anything.
All right.
So you gotta have some map awareness.
So yeah, hope for that.
You said you enjoy playing a lot. How does your team enjoy it? Are they having fun while you're doing Arc Warden things? Do they get to play Dota?
I don't know. I think so. You would have to ask them, but I feel like they're enjoying it. I just say I'm going in, guys, and then I like it's like zero risk. My clone just goes in, breaks a smoke, you know, gives vision for them. So I think it's enjoyable to have an Arc on your team. It's not enjoyable to play against one.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I think everybody can agree on that. Brian, you have any questions?
Yeah, what do you have to say for all the NA fans that stayed up, you know, what is it, like 5 a.m. or something for them? Get to watch you play some Arc Warden, farm up some creeps, the dream, the Arteezy special.
I'll just say the classic thanks for all the support. Now we're the last NA team, so we're going to do it big.
There you go, carry the torch.
I hope, yeah.
I have one more question for you, and it might not be a very fun one because yesterday you guys dropped a series to Ninjas in Pajamas, and that was a rough series for you guys. How did you recover? Like, how was that for your team?
I think we felt like we didn't play, or like our strategy wasn't really exactly how we wanted it to be. So we tried to relook what happened in the groups and how we play in general, and like kind of revision everything that we learned. So I think today we played a bit better, but we're still not exactly strategically there. I think we have a lot to work on. So let's see how it goes.
The EG lower bracket run is typical alive, you know?
Yeah, you got 12 hours to work on it?
12 hours.
Do I? I thought our match is like, is it late night match?
No, it's like what is it? Midday-ish. Yeah. Around 12?
12:30.
Okay.
12:30, something like that.
I don't know. I mean,
you guys got it. Bulba's special, man.
Yep.
Yeah, congratulations, because that series was well deserved. It was fun to watch.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'm gonna let you get back to your team.
Yeah, I want to sleep.
Good night.
Good night.
All right, that of course was our TZ from EG, who now move forward in the lower bracket. When we can take a look at that bracket, it is a big one, and there are only 8 teams remaining. 4 of them are already waiting in the upper bracket semifinals, which will be played out in the arena in a couple of days. But the lower bracket also has 4 teams, and that is too many to make it to the arena. 2 more will be cut. And of course, today we already cut Alliance, Pain X, J-Storm, and just now Forward Gaming. That leaves us with 2 series tomorrow. TNC Vici, Fnatic EG. Should be a good day, gods.
Yeah, I get to see whether SCA Dota will make it to the main stage here in KL. I'm sure the fans would love to see them there, but 2 tough matches where I would say both SCA teams are probably underdogs.
Yeah, I think so too.
But both, I would say, are very winnable. Like,
yeah, not
TNC,
huge underdogs.
I think TNC is particularly have played way better than their group stage.
Yeah.
They're much more disciplined, and Vici Gaming haven't been as dominant as like their ESL Hamburg form. So
yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
It has been an exciting day. Brian, what was your favorite moment of today?
Probably the stomps from MSS. The
I thought you were going to talk series early today.
Yes, that was
2 O's.
The multiple connotation. You know, the connotation coming. No, the overall, just like I think the highlight for me was just the sudden uprise in Centaur and Arc Warden. Like both, like Centaur over the course of the tournament's been kind of like going up and up, and suddenly just being first picked, and Arc Warden same thing. Like I just like watching those big plays and seeing heroes that are suddenly unbeatable. The patch has been the same. Arc Warden hasn't been changed for 9 months or something, and suddenly he just seems unbeatable.
Yeah, well, there's the way of Dota. You know, the meta constantly evolves. That's why we like it. All right, guys. This was the last series of the day. Tomorrow we will be back. It's going to be 9:30 for the pre-show. If I'm correct, 9:30 Kuala Lumpur time. I'm sure you can figure out when that is for yourself. And we hope to welcome you back then.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Pinda Panda, and we're gonna be playing another round of Mouth Guard, where you know, basically you put this in your mouth, and your teammate has to guess what are you trying to say or make sense of it. And each sentence, which I have here, we have to figure it out. His teammate has to figure it out. And right now I have Team LGD with me. He's gonna play this game. Are you ready? So you want me to show you how it's done?
Yeah.
It's very simple. You have this, you know, in the front. See this? Okay.
Where's the longer part?
The behind, yeah, there you go. Yeah, okay, you fix this in the mouth. Gas, like you, yeah. And then you just, that's that. Yeah. Oh, nice, good job.
Okay.
Alright, so you can know how the cards, and I don't know why I'm doing that. Oh. So there are 5 sentences here, and he has to figure out, and you're gonna, okay. Each sentence is 1 point, okay? Let's go.
猜一下先啊。
Yes, do it. Go ahead.
第一个，给人很累。啊？给人很累。啊？给人很累。很美啊。给人那个汉字。对。你叫什么？给医生。
You can try it again. You can just move on to the next one first.
OK。第二个是先锋是这样的。先锋是这样的。最棒的。最烂的。 是最弱的，最杠的，到底最什么？最浪的，最浪的，最棒的啊！先锋有最棒的 ，OK。
Yeah? Oh, 1 point for Team LGD. Good job.
第2个来眼，不然我举报你，不然我举报你啊！对对。
Yeah?
对。
Oh, 2 points.
你试一下。我走中路，我走中路，录完我送。我走中路，录完我送。哦，我走中路，不然我送。
Correct. 3 points. Well done.
第2个很容易，你很漂亮。你很漂亮，谢谢。
4. You want to try the first one?
I'm beautiful.
Oh, wow. FY, yes, you are beautiful. You want to try the first?
好了，走点抽象的 English。
Yeah, it's okay. Go ahead if you can figure. You have 5 points. Now, this is your chance to have 5 by 5.
就回去第1个。给恩，给恩，很美，很美。OK。
5 by 5. There you go, Team LGD. Well done. Well done. Well done, guys.
太简单了。
That was it.
你来试下。
That was 5 points for Team LGD. Thank you, FY. Thank you, Xnova.
Can I stop?
So much. Yes. Oh, what? No, it's one time.